Uh, I cannot see you.
What the fuck? It's always something, YouTube. Maybe it's because I have my camera open and something else.
Hmm.
You see me now?
Mm, yeah, I can't, man. It's black.
What the fuck? Dude, this shit is this should they should make this a lot easier. I think I might look into the streaming on Facebook. All right, there we go. Here we go.
All
All right.
right. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see
Okay, sweet. Because on mine it just looks like a picture of me in a green shirt. So
you. I can see you though.
okay,
Um,
sweet. We'll set it up.
all right, cool. Welcome everybody. Sorry for the fucking technical difficulties. I had chat set up on the YouTube chat page, but that didn't want to work, and then I couldn't connect to Kyle's a whole bunch of stuff. But let's talk about the motherfucking man Davos.
Yeah. So how about that trailer that got released?
Hell yeah.
Let's
I
talk
think
about that, man.
I'm loving how they made Ghost fucking hardcore, man. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Like that was, I don't know.
Well, did you hear that they got $10 million per episode now, right?
Yep.
So I think that's going to be really really good. I mean some episodes will have less invested for sure, but I think number one's going to be like I think that's going to be the most like other than the first ever episode of Game of Thrones, I think this is going to be the best opening premiere for a season. So I'm really excited, man. It's going to be good.
Hell yeah. They did the advertising right this year. You know, last year they released those trailers where it was the Vision or whatever. You know, for season 5, and it was Bran, and he
Oh,
wasn't even in the season.
yeah, I feel like that was bullshit, you know? Like it was like already like cut and pasted stuff that we had kind of already seen. So it's cool though. We waited a long time for the trailer because I think they wanted this season to be pretty mysterious, right? I mean, we're at a point where we've kind of passed the books and we're gonna start to see new material. So, I think they know that the dedicated fan base is really kind of dissected almost everything that has been given to us. Last year there was leaks and the first 4 episodes were online after they were released to the media. So I think it was a good strategy, man. Honestly, I think the hype is the biggest it's ever been for a season. They got Liam Cunningham and Alfie Allen and Sophie all doing press releases and stuff. So it looks sweet, man. But that trailer, holy shit, I'm excited.
Yeah, it was perfect the way they ended it too. It was like they finally got through into the room, and then like, oh nope, that's it.
Well, what's really interesting too is I mean, Ollie's there, and then there's Thorne and I think Bowen Marsh and a couple other people. There's like 6 or 7 of them. I'm wondering maybe if Ghost dragged John's body in there. Is that possible? Because Davos is in there with a couple people we don't even really know. I didn't recognize.
Yeah,
Was it Dolores Head? I couldn't recognize them.
no, I last night we when we discussion when that happened or whatever, like it was like Don had pointed out that it might be Dollars, and I was like, I don't know, his hair looks a little bit long, but then after watching it, like not with the screen share shit, you can see it a lot clearer in full screen or whatever. It's definitely not him because there's a point when you're doing like the freeze frame shit, you can see that guy's face clear, and it's not him. I think
Yeah,
that's a really that was a really good observation that Ghost could have pulled Jon Snow's body in there. I never even thought about that.
yeah. I'm not sure, man, because at the end of the season, I mean, they did it at nighttime, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
I've heard the producers say that there's, or I mean, Nicholas Coster Waldai say that they're going to pick up right where we kind of left off. But I'm thinking, I don't think they're going to do that exactly. I think they may pick up like maybe the next morning or something, and then, I mean, John's going to be laying out there all night. I don't think they're the Night's Watchmen would be very smart to do that because some of the wildlings are still there that are very loyal to John, and there's still people that are loyal in the Night's Watch that are still at the wall. So I think Alistair Thorne I think his plan is going to backfire on him because John was, the people that saw what he did at Hardhome, man, like there's people that legitimately saw him fucking kill another, which is crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah. But let's talk about
Before, like,
Davos, man. Like let's focus on Davos. I'm like,
yeah, I was about to say before that moment, we never really knew. Like my buddy Ray's had pointed out, like you never really knew if Valerian still actually killed White Walkers, but you finally got that confirmation when that scene happened.
yeah, I mean, Davos is one of the best written characters in the book. He's definitely in my top five. I mean, I guess because of the way I grew up, I'm not saying that I was poor or anything, but I mean, I understood what it is to value everything that you have or to not have certain things, and I think Davos is kind of the antithesis of Game of Thrones. George Martin's trying to show really through the eyes of Davos, like he struggled and went through life, but he's still successful, right? And being a good person has got him places. So I think Davos is definitely going to be in the end game.
Yeah, I mean he's successful to a certain point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
His success is really measured by Stannis. And Stannis in the show is now dead. You know what I mean? But as far as like what you're saying, like him coming from Flea Bottom and like showing you that you can kind of make something out of nothing as long as you're like you do right. You know what I mean? Like I could totally
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
One thing I was looking at was a couple of Stannis quotes, and I think that since Davos went through all these things, and Melisandre went through all these things, and Jon went through all these things. It's kind of paralleling Dany, all the trials that she's had to go through, and they're kind of at the point in the show now where they got to make a big move to kind of progress to where their character is going to evolve into like kind of their final form, I guess, would be what I'm saying. But I was looking at the Stannis quote, and I'm like, man, Davos is going to recognize something in Jon, and he's going to be even more resolute in supporting Jon, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
Stannis said this: I was trying to win the throne to save the kingdom, when I should have been trying to save the kingdom to win the throne. And I think that's exactly what Jon did at the end of last season. He proved to the viewers and basically everyone around him that that's what he was trying to do. He doesn't give a shit about what's going on in King's Landing. He's like, yo, man, White Walkers, we're going to get fucking wiped out. Let's do this shit, Like, we got to fight back. So
Yeah,
I think Davos is going to really respect Jon once Jon if Jon gets resurrected. They're gonna have some awesome chats for sure.
Yeah, he said I think well no it's not granulated anymore. It was just really pixelated. But no, I think Davos was saying in an interview, he's not a leader, so he definitely sees all of those leadership qualities in Jon Snow, and I totally agree with you. Looking towards Jon as that next person.
Yeah, man. Jon's been one of my favorite characters since the first book, and some of the conversations that he had, kind of like I feel like the conversation with Tyrion. You're a bastard. Wear like armor. I think Jon's gonna do that now when he comes back, right? Because he was a bastard, and I think he's gonna figure out that maybe Robb has a will for him, or he's a Targaryen. I don't think it's gonna matter to him, but. Yeah, I think that line is going to stay with Jon, and the influence of Davos is going to help Jon win the North back. But man, I'm inching for Ollie to get eaten by Ghost. Let's see that. That'd be fucking sweet.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I was saying that I don't think maybe we'll get Ghost being able to kill both Ollie and Alistair Thorne, but I could totally see him getting those, and I just hope it's Ollie. I don't know. I hope it's like in the face, like he just bites him so you can just see it. Well, there was a sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was watching Emergency Awesome, Charlie earlier, and he was saying that there's a Hate Ollie Reddit thread that started when he killed Ygritte back in season 4 or whatever.
Jon, Kit Harington and Rose Leslie are actually a real life couple. I mean, they were dating back in the day, but they're together, right? That's hilarious. I mean,
yeah,
often see that.
It's like from Twilight. What's called Twilight? Oh yeah. Hang on. Let me invite James. I forgot. James wanted to join.
Oh, James Michelle?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, all right. Yeah. And if anybody else is watching right now and you guys want to chat Game of Thrones, add to your circles and I'll invite you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create. Well, I have an older channel with just me playing guitar and stuff, but I'm going to create my own channel with like a Fozzy Seaworth or Foz in the North or something like that. I don't know. And create my own channel and start to do my own videos. I don't really have a great setup, but hey, James, how's it going?
What's up, James?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. How's it going?
I'm fine. Thought I'd hop in and talk some Game of Thrones.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
we were just talking about the trailer, man. Did you watch it?
They came out with a new one already?
Yeah, the Davos on Conan.
Oh, the Davos. Yeah, I saw that one.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, man, we're just. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I pretty much. That's kind of what I thought was gonna happen because we had a speculation discussion about when that happened in the trailer when he was pulling out the sword, and I pretty much said that I thought that Alistair Thorne and his band of cronies were gonna try and break in and stop the ritual or whatever. So that's what it looks like is happening.
Yeah, man. I think there was a glimpse of Bowen Marsh there. It seemed like Ollie was pretty clear. I couldn't make out the two guys that were with Davos though. I couldn't make out if did you see Dolores in there? I couldn't remember if I saw him or not.
Yeah, I don't think one of them was Ed, but it was pretty quick. I couldn't see.
Yeah, I think there was a guy that looked like Ed, but I don't think it was him. Like after freeze framing it so many times, you can just, you know what I mean. You get a clear shot of him.
So James, me and Hunt here, we're just discussing how Game of Thrones has $10 million an episode this season, and we were gonna just kind of go into that and see how that's gonna really make this season great. Because even in the small 1 minute thing that Davos was talking with on Conan, you can kind of see we're seeing ghosts now, and I think we're going to see more of Drogon. So I think they're going to really start to take off the magical parts of Game of Thrones now and really give it its due, right? Because we kind of missed a lot of things. I mean, they didn't really know they had 8 seasons to begin with. We thought we were going to get 7, so I think we're going to get a really good season 6.
Well, I hope so. I think when they thought that they had 7 seasons is why a lot of plot lines were rushed, and obviously there's been a dearth of the wolves, of the dire wolves as a whole. I mean, we've gotten dragons, but we haven't got dire wolves for shit. So hopefully, do you know how much they had like last year? Like how much do they usually have per episode?
I think it was like $6 million per episode or something like that.
Really?
Or 6 or 7 million, yeah. And I mean, Hard Home was the most expensive episode, so some of the episodes was like pure landscape and acting, right? I mean, like
right.
For example, the Jamie bathtub scene episode. I mean, that was just terrific acting all episode. That they didn't have to do too much in that episode, but like they focused on the character's development or whatever instead of exposition with dragons or wolves or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully because I don't know how you guys felt about season 5. Like I really liked the show. I'm not like a show basher, but I did think season 5 was kind of subpar in my opinion. Yeah. So I'm hoping, So I'm definitely hoping that season 6 is. I mean, they don't have an excuse. I don't think they had increased budget, and now that they have an extra season, they should slow the pace down a little bit. I don't think they have any excuses, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I think. I mean, I wish they would have known they would have had 8 seasons to begin with, because I think they could have I mean, it doesn't really matter if you do Dance with Dragons or Feast for Crows first, I guess, because technically they were one book to begin with. But we got them Feast for Crows, Dance with Dragons, so it really helped out with the Brotherhood Without Banners plot. Like I was saying last night, Lady Stoneheart, like that's one of my favorite plot lines in the whole book. It's just awesome, and it hasn't really been included. So I'm not holding out hope for it, but I just think maybe because the more money they have, they can do more effects this season, and maybe we'll get a Lady Stoneheart. But yeah, you're right for sure.
Did you want to talk a little bit more about Davos?
Mm-hmm. So, James, what are your thoughts on kind of Davos this season and beyond? Like, do you think he's going to make it till the end? Do you think he's going to support John and kind of become his like hand of the king, so to speak? Same goes for you, Hunt. Do you think Davos, since he's traveled around the world so much and seen so much, seen the downfall of Stannis, you think that'll kind of contribute to John's growth as perhaps maybe a future king? I'll let you guys take it up there, and I want to hear your opinions on that.
I just want to say this, James. I'll let you go. I definitely see Davos being one of John's top advisors for season 6 and beyond, for sure.
Yeah. Whether Davos makes the end, I hope so. He's my favorite character. But yeah, I mean, I remember an interview that Liam Cunningham he did like way back in like season 1 or 2, and this was when they were talking about how George R. R. Martin, he told all the actors a specific thing about their characters, and supposedly something that George R. R. Martin told Davos in person, Liam Cunningham, really made him happy. So I'm thinking what that is that that he's going to become Jon Snow's like right hand man at this point,
Right hand half man.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, I think that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the case.
Also, he said that interview that George told him something that nobody else knows, right? He told him a fact about like perhaps the end game or the ending or who Azor Ahai is, and then I guess Conan asked him. He was like, "Oh, so do you know?" Did Conan ask who Azor Ahai was? I think he did, right?
I think he asked him when he's going to sit on the throne.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry. So I found that really interesting.
Conan probably is like show watcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's probably doesn't know what Azor Ahai is.
I was just saying, like I was talking with Hunt here about Davos, and I think he's gonna I think each season like some characters have less stuff to do and more stuff to do, and I think this season, we'll focus a lot on Tyrion advising Dany when she gets back to Meereen, Tyrion and Varys, Davos and Jon, Davos and Melisandre. So I think those are going to be the two main plot lines in the show, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on like, what Davos. He really like Hunt says, he's really a great advisor, and he's like been around. So I mean, he's seen the downfall of what happened with the Iron Bank and Stannis, and how he wanted to win the throne to save the kingdom instead of saving the kingdom to win the throne. So I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on, do you think he would make a good hand of the king, or do you think Tyrion would be a better fit?
I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just about to say, I just set a chat box up because I was having hella fucking issues, and I originally had one set up, and there's people that are commenting, but they're saying, like,
Yeah.
You know how to set that up, James?
Yeah, but I don't know how to do it after the fact, like after the thing how it started. So, because it usually like when you set up the event, like it'll automatically populate. So I don't know if.
All right, I think it's up now actually, because somebody just responded. Kim Martin, she's like one of my favorite subs. She's always commenting.
What did she say? You can take questions too. Tell anybody.
I just opened up the video and there's no chat box.
Did you?
So I don't know what's up with that.
I was about to say, because she's commenting on it.
Oh.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't see anything.
I'm gonna try to pull it up.
But what we can do, guys, is I had an idea. Is since we're going to be doing part 2 and 3 with we won't go that far because we're going to do that with Christina and Dawn. We can touch on some of the parts from the north, maybe that we thought we might want to talk about last night, and kind of focus on that because I mean that part of the storyline is going to be the main focus of this season, I think. So.
Hell yeah! Arya was saying that she got a lot of her. She's only really in like 3 episodes. I'm not saying that she isn't in more. I think that she said most of her story revolves around 3 episodes.
Mhm.
I would love to talk about see if we get a Frey Pie this season. Maybe Manderley. There was a casting call for Noble Lord in the 60s or whatever, Fat Noble Lord.
Yeah, well, I know for sure we're getting Small John Umber, even though he's dead in the books, but they're casted Small John Umber in the show. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Wyman. I haven't heard any casting for Manderley by name, but there was a description, so maybe, hopefully. And to answer your one question you're asking about who would be the better hand at the king, Tyrion or Davos, I think obviously they both bring something different to the table, but Tyrion's knowing the game, as you could say, I think gives him a little bit of a hands up. But Davos's good nature and loyalty also is an admirable trait. But I do think Tyrion's machinations of politics, is pretty key.
Well, in the books, Tyrion is less likable, right? I mean, like he's kind of a douche a lot, and in the show they've obviously framed him in a more positive light for sure. I mean, they wanted to make Tyrion one of the good guys, and obviously, helping out Sansa and doing all those things has kind of endeared him to even the Stark fans, the people that hate the Lannisters and so on. So, yeah, man, me and actually Hunt were talking earlier about how Jon, kill the boy, become the man type deal. I was thinking back to a conversation that Tyrion and Jon had at the Wall when he calls him a bastard. He keeps on calling him a bastard, and he's like, bastard, wear like armor. I think that when Jon comes back, that's one of the lines that's really gonna stick with him and kind of drive him to take back the North. I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. Now, that is interesting. They have had interaction in the past, but I mean, do you foresee them hooking up? Because what does that mean about Dany? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. I think they're all going to hook up eventually. I think basically what's going to happen is Jon's going to conquer the North with Sansa this season. I think we're going to finish probably. I mean, Battle of Winterfell or the Six Armies is going to be in episode 9. I think that's taking up the whole episode, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be awesome. And then 9 is kind of where we get the resolution after the big. 10, episode 10 is when we get the resolution, kind of the aftermath of everything that happens in the big episode 9s of the series. So I think that's going to focus on, Jon conquering the North, and Daenerys is definitely coming back to Westeros. I think, and I don't think they can wait any longer for show viewers, and the story in general. She's going to come back to Westeros.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in episode 10 they're going to have her loading up on the boats. That's going to be like the last shot of her this season. What do you think?
Now, question: Samwell left the Wall, right?
Yeah.
We haven't really seen him at all in the trailers, or he hasn't really been talked about at all. Kind of maybe thought we could talk about him if you guys were up for that.
Definitely. I think that, like you said, the reason why he hasn't been in the trailer is because they know that the North is a heavy plot line, and technically he left the North, went to the City of War.
Right. I think we're going to get probably like an episode of him up on Horn Hill, meeting with good old Randall Tarly and gang, and they're going to have some issues, obviously, because Randall Tarly's a dick. And that whole situation will resolve. I think he's going to grab Heartsbane, hopefully. And then we're going to get to the Citadel.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how they're going to end that one, because, Sam meets Pate, and we know Pate is a faceless man from A Feast for Crows, so that's going to be. I don't think they're going to kill Sam off in the show. I think he still has to meet up with Jon because he's like Tyrion and Davos. He's going to have some really important information, which is going to be critical to kind of how the White Walkers work, or how the Weirwood Network works, or dragons work, or something. So I think we got to,
Well,
I'm really interested to see where that goes.
I did see a this was kind of like a plot leak. I don't know, the uh, how accurate it is or whatever, but I did hear that Sam will go to Horn Hill and then, or no, he'll first drop off Gilly, go to the Citadel, and then he'll come back and then go back to when he goes back to the Citadel, it's gonna be ransacked by the Grey.
Oh,
Yeah, I did
by
a
the Grey
video
Boys.
of those. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I don't know if that'll actually happen, but I do know that it was confirmed that we're supposed to get like an awkward family dinner. I'm assuming when he first arrives to maybe drop off Gilly and the baby. Do you think he's going to do sort of like how John switched the Gilly's baby in the books? Do you think he'll maybe say that that's his bastard son, so that his father's like, oh, okay, we'll keep him here?
I think it's
I
a
don't know.
possibility.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, James. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, that was it. I was just saying I think it's a possibility.
Yeah, I think Sam has really like each season he's kind of taken a step forward away from the cowardly, shy. I'm not very confident about myself, Sam, into the hey man, I'm just gonna deal with shit because it's got to be dealt with. I mean, killing a White Walker, that was a bit of a fluke. I don't think he really knew that was gonna happen, but yeah, I don't think he's gonna hide that at all, man. I just think he's gonna be like, listen, I saved this girl. The baby was important to me. Like she was being treated like shit, and I also heard that Sam's mom's really nice. So I think that maybe he'll have kind of one foot out of the door, one foot in the door. He'll still have his mom and his sister, but the men on the side of the family are gonna be like, you're a bitch because you're fat and you can't fight, whatever.
Right. Do you think there'll be some kind of begrudging reconciliation at the end of their little plot line there?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
I think Randall's going to kind of have to because I think he's going to tell Randall about the White Walkers, and Randall's probably not going to believe him, right? Like, I mean, if you were to come tell me that giants were walking the earth, I probably wouldn't tell you unless you had proof, right? So, yeah, definitely. I think Randall will. I mean, he's a stern guy like Stannis, but I mean, he's also pragmatic as well. I mean, I'm sure if Sam's like, shit, listen, everybody needs to contribute or we're all fucked, and then, or maybe he doesn't, but I have a feeling that he might because he'll see the change in Sam.
Mm-hmm. So, but you did hear about the Citadel being like ransacked by the Grey Boys, right? Like I heard that was a leak. I don't know if it's true or not, but
Yeah. There's supposedly Euron is supposed to ransack the Citadel in search of the Horn of Jormon or whatever, or Dragonbinder. I'm sorry, Jormon, Dragonbinder.
Yeah, I mean, in the books, I think it's pretty obvious that, like you said last night, James, that the Faceless Men are trying to acquire some sort of book to deal with the dragons because even if they say they like Daenerys, dragons aren't really that controllable, right? I mean, they're kind of a beast of their own, and they just do what they want. And then I think that really we might see in the end of the story that dragons can't help, but they do a lot of bad too. I mean, Drogon did eat a kid, right? And that's not cool. So
right.
I think that's going to be really interesting to see what Euron does if the leak is true. If he does make it to the Citadel, if he gets a horn or he gets a book instead, or maybe he gets a book and a horn and he figures out how to blow it, and maybe he cracks the wall and the Night King doesn't do it, or Bran. So I mean, Euron.
Some people were saying they saw Sam put the Horn of Jormon inside his bag before he left, and they were saying that they wouldn't have showed that scene unless it's going to be of some sort of significance. And
really, I missed that.
It's the horn that takes down the wall, like from the old ages or some shit. The guy that, or from the Age of Heroes or whatever.
The first men, right? Isn't that where he found the cash?
Yeah, and a lot of people think that it was left there by Benjen because it was his coat or his coat or something. Isn't it? Is it supposed to wake giants or something? Isn't that what the Horn of Jormon?
James probably knows more about this than I do. I'm not super familiar with it. I know it's supposed to, wake giants and something.
Well, there's the one horn that Mance has that's supposed to be as big as. It's supposed to be like a huge ass horn. That's the one that's supposed to bring the wall down.
Yeah, John can fit inside that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, like we were talking about last night, I mean, they don't put anything in the show for nothing, right? So I think even though they haven't showed it for a long time, did they show it in season 5, or am I mistaken?
I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere. I'll go back and rewatch it, as a matter of fact. But I'm pretty sure that they were saying that they showed it real quick, like as he's packing up his shit or something. Like you can kind of see it.
Well, I think we're going to see it again anyways, because like I said, like even the thing that happened with Littlefinger in the crypts when he was talking to Sansa, I mean, that little smirk, even that one little facial expression made us think a bunch of different things, like, oh man, Littlefinger has more information and you know, maybe that's a hint, you know. So yeah, I think that'd be cool. I mean, I think we need to get more magic. You know, I mean, that's what I want to see. That's what I'm excited about. Oh, sweet.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Oh man, I didn't mean to hop in your live chat here.
Hey, I actually, I was wondering, can you help me set up the chat for YouTube, because I fucked that up somehow. I think maybe if we make a new one or something, I don't know, because like I had it set up, like I had the event scheduled, and then I had the live chat up, and then some bullshit happened where I couldn't invite Kyle, and then
Let me go to your page real quick and see what it says.
And then after that, we'll have to get your insight and James's insight on when we're talking about perhaps Euron getting the Horn of Jorah, or Sam has the Horn of Joramun, and then Euron possibly sacking the Citadel to get some information on dragons.
I know what you did.
what did I do, man?
Yeah, you wanna start over?
Yeah. All right. So those of you that are watching, stay tuned. We will be right back.
All right.
All right. Cool.